Hi everyone, just going to be having a look and sharing a little bit of craft that I'm doing at the moment, which is making a masterboard. So I'm not sure that I've actually done one of these on a video before, so I might have to chop this video about a little bit if it all takes too long. But masterboards are great, good for sort of having ideas and just sort of getting a theme going. Once they're done, you can use them as journal covers, you can use them as journal cards, tags, little cut up bits and bobs, anything like that. So what I did first of all was rather than show you all of this, because there are loads of videos that show people doing this sort of stuff, and I think I might have done it before. So all I did was I've used a piece of A3, this is mixed media paper, and I just stuck down some trimmings, some scraps of paper that I've trimmed off when I've been making my little journals. So there's some long ones and there's some shorter, fatter ones on this side, and I kind of just did that to make a base. And then what I'm going to do is start putting some bits and pieces down onto that base. That's all stuck down with like a Mod Podgy type thing. So that's all done. Then what I might do is to seal it all again with Mod Podge once I've stuck down some stuff. Or if it's not working as well as I would like, just sticking the stuff down. Because what I thought I'd do is just use my glue stick for that. And then if that doesn't work properly, or that's not quite how I want it to be, then I think what I'll do is do it with Mod Podge. But either way up, either whether I stick to my glue stick and then Mod Podge afterwards, or whether I Mod Podge as I go along, not quite sure how that's going to pan out yet. So first thing I thought I would stick down onto this is a paper napkin. It was a 3-ply, so I've pulled the plies apart. There is a video showing how I do that, but basically just stick sellotape onto the back and pull it. It's really, really easy to do. So what I'm going to do is I think what I'll probably do is, this is all a bit of an experiment, so just bear with me because it may or may not go as planned. I'm just going to stick down a bit of my glue stick into this corner. So I want to kind of make this a little bit higgledy-piggledy, really. I don't want it to be uniform. So I'm just going to take a bit and stick it down onto the glue that I've put and rub it down. And then I'm just going to tear off I'll leave it like that because that will come off when I trim the edges, so that's fine. We'll just stick that down there. And then what I might do is just stick this over here. So the good thing about having these taken down so that they're 1-ply left is that you can still see the background around it. So just have to be careful because it's very thin, it's very fragile, it will tear. So if you want it to be really pristine, then, you know, go carefully. I'm a bit heavy-handed, so, you know. What I might actually do is trim this edge off here a bit, because then I may put some down here as well. I'll just tear a bit off. I don't want too bigger chunks of it. Maybe I'll just pop that like that. So I'm putting the glue for this onto the paper because you can't really glue onto the napkin. It's too thin. So I'm just going to pop that onto there. And tap that down. Okay, so that's a bit of a start. Okay, we've just got a bit of excess glue up here, which is quite annoying because that's going to be too sticky. We'll just try and leave that to dry. Okay, so I'm going to grab some of the other bits and pieces that I've got to stick on. So I've got a bit of book page. It's quite an old, this is all in German. Some quite sweet illustrations on there. I've got some stickers, but I won't use those until last. I've got some things I need to cut out if I'm going to use them. I'll pop those over there first now. And I've got some things that I've already done the cutting out of because I just didn't want to spend ages cutting things out while you're kind of sitting and watching, because that wouldn't be very interesting at all. So I'm just going to sort of plop these around in different areas. Actually, I might put that there where that glue is. Use the glue. Butterfly. Where can we put the butterfly? Where it shows up on the green. Up there. I've got a little birdie. I've got a clock and I've got a compass. I've got a rose. This is like a scroll. I'll just put this down in the corner. Now, I was having a debate with myself about whether I would bother with putting ink around the edges of these things. I decided not to in the end, because what I want to do with this is to use my gelatos and my crayons, and I'll just do the frames around them with the crayons to give that a try. So let me just start to stick a couple of these bits and pieces. I've got a bit of a doily that I'm going to tear. Put that there. Maybe we'll put that in the corner. Probably needs to be in a darker place. Might be better there. No, go there, right, and that. That really needs to be in one of the darker areas. So, right, okay. Let's have a look and see what we're going to do. Okay. Let me have a think about this. I think I'll just rip this off. And I'll tear around there. And I'll pop you down here. It's all going to be bits and pieces of it will be covered over. It's not all going to be uniform, so it doesn't matter where you stick things really, and it will get chopped up into different places. It'll be chopped up so that the things will be in different places, because they'll all be on different tags and stuff. So let me just start to pop some glue on here. Try and get it onto the edges as much as you can so it doesn't stick up. But it doesn't really matter because, like I say, I'm probably going to Mod Podge over that anyway. So let's just, we'll pop you here. That can go off so it comes off at the edge. We'll stick our little clock down. There we go. put our rose down. I might actually cut out some more of the roses, do some more fussy cutting and cut those out so that there's a bit more. But I just thought I would do this for the first. For the most part, we'll start with this. And you could put some different materials. You could put some lace. You could put anything on here really, whatever you fancy. I think it's quite nice to have some texture. So I may add some fabric at some point. Try to keep the images not too massive, because the journals that I make mostly are from an A5 size down. So, and I do some quite nice little mini journals. So I don't want to make any of the images too big, otherwise they're going to get cut in half. And I know that's sort of okay when you're doing like a masterboard and you're going to cut it up, but I kind of didn't want to do too much of that. I didn't want to have too many images cut in half, because otherwise I just think things get a little bit lost. And that's that. Let's just do the butterfly. You could use stickers for this. I just printed out some images that I found, free images that I found. So I actually use Canva to do my images. So there's some quite good ones on there that you can use. That down there maybe, a bit of texture, or we could put it here. We could put it up there. We could put it down here. I'm just going to put it right in the corner. There we go. The doilies are quite good because they've got a nice texture as well, so they usually work pretty well. So what I'm going to do now is, just while we're here, is I'm going to trim off the edges of this. This will all get trimmed off better. I'm just getting rid of it to make it a bit easier for the time being. Trim that off, just to tidy it up enough to make it easier to manage while I'm working on it, and then I'll properly clean it up at the end when we've got everything sorted in the way that we want it to be sorted. Don't worry if your napkin starts to peel off, doesn't matter. We're gonna Mod Podge it later, but be really careful when you start to Mod Podge over napkin, because that will just lift up if you're rough with it. And like I said, can be a little bit heavy-handed, so don't be too heavy-handed with your Mod Podge on napkin. That's the words I'm searching for. So I do have all these other fussy cuts to put them. I will put some more on there. I'm going to do some printing with poppy paper onto here as well, to just make some with ink, with spray ink, So I'll do that a bit later on. And I just wanted to have a little try and see what it looks like when I put some of my really pretty gelatos on here. And we will see what we get. I'll try this one and see, because hopefully it should rub okay, because it should smudge okay, because we're doing it onto Mod Podge, so there is a background. I didn't want green. Okay, no, I didn't want green, I wanted you. So these are Faber-Castell gelatos. These are metallic ones, so quite fun. So I'm going to just... It's quite nerve-wracking when you've not done anything like that before. So let's just put some down in a bit of a blob and see what we can do with it. It definitely smooshes out, doesn't it? Into a sort of pinky colour. Let's see if we go... I wonder what happens if we go a bit darker. Makes me really nervous. But it's only paper. You can always cover it up if you don't like it. Cool. I think that's quite cool. I'm just going to try this, and I know this is a completely different colour palette, but I'm kind of more pinks over this side, and I've got some turquoise blue and some green over here. So I'm hoping that if I put down, say, a little bit of this kind of turquoisey gelato, it might be okay. Just gonna put down a little glue there. Get that stuck down. Okay. Yeah, so you wouldn't normally put pinks and blues. Well, I wouldn't personally normally put pinks and blues together. But I think they look okay because we're almost on two different sides. And like I say, I'm going to cut it up anyway. So it's not going to really matter. Let me just put that in there. Okay. That's that. And that's that. And what you can do with these is you can stencil through them. So I don't know if I've got an area maybe that I could put a block of colour that I could stencil out of. I'm not really sure that I have, actually. Because this has already got stencils. This is already, as I say, this might be the only area here. So let me just try. Let me just get my stuff and stick this down. And I won't use this one. I'll use the one that's a little bit darker. Now what I need is a stencil. Get a stencil. Any stencil will do, actually. I'll have that one for now. That is that. Now what I need, should have come better prepared really, is a baby wipe. And let's just see if we can rub some stuff out of here, because you should be able to apparently. You do have to get in there and really rub it quite hard, because otherwise it's not going to come off. But it does. Excellent. That's cool. I like that. Let's just try. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think if I did it again, let's put this, I would maybe leave some bigger areas where I can just it looks cool though. I like it. I like it. Maybe leave some bigger areas where I could make some more of that kind of thing. Well, I could do some brown maybe over here. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see what I've got. See if I've got like a goldy browny sort of a colour. What's this? Let's try this. Let's try this. This video might be very long. Let's see. If it looks okay with the brown. Yeah, it's cool. It does look cool. Like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. But I wonder if you could do it out of this as well up here. That's not quite as good. I don't think I've put enough of the gelato on there to actually make that easy to do. But those are good. I'm pleased with that. That was fun to do. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is to use my crayons to go round the images. Probably not all of them, but maybe all of them, I'm not sure. Because I actually found that this was worked quite well, so you can go around them with these. And then rub them in. Let's give them a bit of a brownness around them. So yeah, I like them. I've also got watercolour pencils that you can do that with, and kind of really use the watercolour pencils to outline each thing. I don't know what I actually used to do that last time, because the way that's looking at the moment isn't what I remember it was going to look like. But it doesn't matter, because it's an experiment. So I don't know what I used, whether I used, maybe I didn't use the crayons. Maybe I did use the crayons, but I used them in a different way. I don't know. What would happen if I put the crayon around? It's all right, it's an experiment, it's only paper. I wonder if I used the sponge. Maybe I did. Yeah, this all still needs to be really stuck down better than that. So yeah, I don't remember exactly what I did to get the effect that I got before. I'll have to have a little play around with it and see what we did, because that wasn't how I remember it going. Let me just do around this edge a little bit. That's what I think I did. I think I did it around the edges of the actual thing. And it kind of looked a bit like, you know, that parchment that you get that's burnt at the edges. So I think that looks quite cool. So I might do that with some of the little pieces on here. And we'll see what we get. Needs to be on the torn edges though. What I might do with these is use my crayons and watercolour, like do the watercolour with them. I think I'll probably need to stop this video now because it's probably got very long and it will take ages to upload because it's long. I'm going to probably put another couple of bits and pieces on here, and what I'll do is I'll come back and sort of do maybe some of the finishing touches with you, so that you're not having to sit through loads and loads of the same sort of thing. Thank you very much for watching. And I will show you how I'm gonna do that as well, because that's quite fun. Thank you very much for watching, and sorry, I'm chucking things around now. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of thing. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.